Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Robin Weir.
Number 2.
My name is Robin Weir.
Number 3.
My name is Robin Weir.
Only one of these people is the real Robin Weir, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now, let's meet our panel. Star and host of Downey on CNBC, Morton Downey Jr. Co-star of the popular Mama's Family, Dorothy Lyman. Star of the new feature film, Popcorn, Tom Villard. And to tell the truth's very own, Kitty Carlisle. Here's the host of To Tell the Truth, Gordon Elliott.
Good morning and welcome, panel. Wonderful to see you here again. You look beautiful, Kitty, in that red dress.
Thank you.
And would you mind just showing the audience the back of your dress, Steph? Look at this, isn't that wonderful? It's not what it is, it's what it isn't. Isn't that gorgeous? Hey. Okay, let's get right to the story presented by our first team of challengers, all three of whom claim to be Robin Weir. Now, please open your affidavits, panel, and read along with me. I, Robin Weir, hairstylist, am known as the ambassador of beauty. Many times, as her exclusive Washington hairdresser, I was called to the White House to create hairdos for former First Lady Nancy Reagan in preparation for state dinners and other official functions. My client list includes Margaret Thatcher, Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, Roseanne Barr, and Joan Rivers. I enjoy doing the hair of these great ladies, and part of the fun is being on the receiving end of some of the greatest gossip in the world. And today I have a special surprise. Just before the show, working in complete disguise, I styled Dorothy Lyman's hair. I consider it just one more brush with greatness, signed Robin Weir. Welcome, contestants. We'll find out more about this man who teases the heads of the rich and famous right after this. Welcome back to Tell the Truth. All right, panel. These three people all claim to be Robin Weir, ambassador of beauty, and in disguise, one of them did Dorothy Lyman's hair. So let's start the questioning with Dorothy Lyman.
You know, I thought that hairdresser had a very odd voice, and I wondered where he disappeared to so quickly after I was done. I couldn't find him for a touch-up. I was completely fooled by whoever you were. Number 1, Nancy Reagan, was she hard or easy to please?
Very easy to please.
Oh, that's interesting.
Obviously, she was married to Ronald.
Yeah. Number 2, what did you use to fix Roseanne Barr's hair? A Mixmaster?
I could have used one at that particular time.
Let's see. And number 3, what is the best piece of gossip you ever heard?
Oh, it would not be repeatable here.
Repeatable. I'm sure.
Try us. Okay, Tom.
Number 2, you're on Nancy Reagan's head, did you ever just want to, like, bleach it and give her a mohawk or anything?
After 8 years, I didn't have that notion, no.
Number 1, what do you charge to give a queen a hairdo?
Usually with a queen or something, this is my standard fee.
Okay. Number 3, you're around the First Lady with scissors in your hand. Do you also have a surrounding Secret Service men who are waiting for your every move so you don't cut her?
No.
No? It's not like that?
Okay, Kitty Carlisle.
Thank you. Number 1, can you tell if someone has had a facelift when you do their hair?
Oh, when I do their hair, yes, I can.
Thank you. Number 2, does Margaret Thatcher wear a wig? Her hair is never out of place.
No, she has very, very strong hair. Remarkably strong.
Number 3, what is frosting?
Frosting is when you put, one of the methods is when you put a cap on, pull little pieces through, and then put a bleach on to lighten the pieces.
Thank you. Number 2, do you have a shop of your own, or are you itinerant and just go around from queen to queen?
I have 3 shops in the Washington, D.C. area.
Oh, you live in Washington?
Yes.
And number 1, when do you have an assistant when you do let's say, a permanent, somebody to hand you the things?
If it's in my salon, absolutely. Not when I'm at the White House or with a dignitary.
Thank you. Number 3, when you go to the White House.
Time's up, I'm sorry, Kitty. Morton Downey Jr.
Number 1, when you go to the White House, do you need any special clearance?
Yes, I have a residential pass, which gives me freedom once I get to the residential area.
All right. Number 2, how did you get the job doing Nancy Reagan's hair?
The job was a referral from Elizabeth Dole.
And number 2, did you do Elizabeth Dole's hair?
Yes, prior to doing Nancy Reagan's.
Number 3, how did you start doing Queen Beatrix's hair?
It was arranged by the Embassy of the Netherlands.
Was it done over there or in the United States?
It was done at the presidential guest house, the Blair House.
Number 1, is Nancy Reagan really missing a large amount of hair on the right-hand side and uses a fall to cover that?
No, it's not true.
Number 2.
And that's an ugly rumor, and you shouldn't have started it, Morton Downey. Time's up, panel, and it's time to vote for either number 1, number 2, or number... yes, we'll let the camera catch up, that's right, and number 3. Moving along. Now, our team of challengers will receive $500 for each incorrect vote, with a guarantee of $1,000, and if the panel is fooled completely, the team will receive $3,000. Now, panel, if you're ready to cast your ballot, let's start with Dorothy Lyman.
Well, I liked everyone's answers. I'm trying to remember the feel of that man's hands.
To stick with the hairdressing for the moment, Dorothy.
I'm going to vote for number 1.
Okay, that's the man you think did your hair earlier
yes.
today. Okay, Tom.
Good answers, everybody. I'm completely confused. I think number 3 because of the Netherlands, and it sounded like a place he'd actually been, but this is a guess.
Okay,
at
Kitty.
best.
Oh, I think he did the Queen's hair in Washington. I don't think he went to the Netherlands. But anyway, they were all very good. No. But I voted for number 3 because he knew about frosting and his answers were very comprehensive and he looks like a businessman.
Okay, and Morton?
Number 1 is very believable. Number 3 is very believable. I'm not sure if number 1 did the Queen's hair in Washington, D.C. or wherever he did Queen's hairs. But number 2 just, you know, I like to dive off the board.
Go, Kim.
I am absolutely positive that number 2 did Dorothy Lyman's hair because he just has the look of someone of confidence who could be addressed as an ambassador of beauty, and this is the only beauty whose hair he's ever done.
Oh, my golly goodness. Oh, my. That paid political announcement by Morton Downey Jr. The votes are all in, as you can see. 1 vote for number 1, 1 vote for number 2, 2 votes for number 3. And now for the moment of truth. Will the real Robin Weir, hairdresser to royalty and presidents, please stand up? We have a tape of Robin in disguise doing Dorothy's hair. And so the panel wouldn't be suspicious while this was happening, what we did is we told them NBC was making a promotional tape so no one would take too much notice. Let's have a look at the VTR. There you are, Dorothy. And there's that man. Looks like he belongs at a tractor pull, doesn't he? Right. Look at that disguise. Did you know that was him?
You're
no
kidding.
idea. That's him.
Why he didn't say hello to me. He didn't want anybody
I gave that guy
to...
some money.
You didn't say hello to me when I came in.
Okay. Very quickly, what are you doing now?
Same thing. Same thing. I own salons in Washington, and I work every day in the salon.
And what do you think of Barbara Bush's hair?
I think she's a very fine first lady.
But you're not doing that. Let's find out who our imposters really are. Number 1, 1 vote. What's your name? What do you really do?
I'm Michael James, and I'm a deep-sea diving instructor at the College of Oceaneering.
Number 2, your real name and job.
My name is Jonathan Neil Brown, and I'm a professional magician.
All righty. Can you make him disappear, the one at the end with the teeth? There were 2 incorrect votes. Yeah, 2 incorrect votes and $500 a vote, so your team will receive $1,000. Thanks for being with us here today on To Tell the Truth. And we'll be back with a man who took a 2-year record-breaking journey. You can't miss it. We're back on To Tell the Truth. Let's meet our next team of challengers.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Dana Starkell.
Number 2.
My name is Dana Starkell.
Number 3.
My name is Dana Starkell.
And it's up to you, panel, to locate the real Dana Starkell, and here is his story. Please read along with me. I, Dana Starkell, with my father, paddled a canoe 12,000 miles, the longest canoe trip in history. From Winnipeg, Canada, we paddled on the Red River to the mighty Mississippi, south to the Gulf of Mexico, through Central America, and down the treacherous Amazon to Belém, Brazil. Along the way, we battled starvation, thirst, swarms of bees, and encountered a 20-foot snake. We were shot at, jailed, and beaten by those who thought we were either drug smugglers, Sandinistas, or Contras. You can read about this incredible journey in our book, Paddle to the Amazon. Signed, Dana Starkell. Welcome, contestants, and let's start the questioning with Morton Downey Jr.
Number one, do you still like your dad?
Yes, I do.
How many months, number two, were you on this trip?
23.
Number three, where are you a citizen from?
I'm Canadian.
You're a Canadian. Number one, as a Canadian citizen, do you have any difficulty crossing borders?
Not into Canada. I mean into the United States, you know.
Number two, when you crossed borders from the United States, you went into, of course, the Gulf of Mexico, I assume?
Correct.
And where did you, number three, take the trip from the Gulf of Mexico across to?
Well, we went from Texas into Mexico, into Guatemala, into Honduras, into Nicaragua.
So number one, you went from the Mississippi River across into Texas?
Yeah, we did down the Mississippi River, down to...
Okay, Deborah, would you like to continue?
Dorothy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, honey. People usually call me Barbara, though, when they forget my name.
Oh,
It's funny.
sorry, June. Fred, come on, ask me.
Well, number two, how big was your canoe?
21 feet.
Uh-huh. And number two, you had to portage then some of the time?
About 4 times, yes.
Uh-huh. And number three, was anyone monitoring you coming along on the land to make sure you were...
No, my father and I decided that we were going to do it on our own, and nobody really knew. We phoned home once a month to the Winnipeg Press. So,
Uh-huh. And number one, I hope you don't get seasick.
No.
Okay.
Tom.
Number three, what did your friends say when you said, well, by the way, we're leaving for a couple of years and we're going on a canoe to South America?
well, a lot of them thought it was crazy. I lost my girlfriend because of...
Ah.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
No, did you get her back, number three?
No, but I met a lot of other girls.
Number two, did you tip... Whoa. Number two, did you tip over at all during this trip?
Yes, several times.
Ah. Number one, what was the most frightening experience of all these horrible experiences that happened?
There were some soldiers that walked us down a road to shoot us.
Oh, that's...
On that note, Kitty Carlisle.
And number two, when you tipped over, you lost all your provisions.
No, they were fastened in the keel of the canoe.
And number three, you had no radio or anything.
Well, we had a radio until actually it kept on falling out of the boat, and there was enough salt, basically the salt ate through the inside.
Number one, why did you want to do this?
Just to adventure to see the world and learn about other places.
Number two, did it have anything to do with the press in Winnipeg? Were you paid to do this by a newspaper or something?
No, this was my father's idea, and...
What did he do before you embarked? Number one, what did your father do before you embarked on this canoe trip?
He worked at the YMCA.
Building the canoe at night. Now, time is up, panel. Time to vote for either number one, number two, or number three. Our team of challengers will receive $500 for each incorrect vote with a guarantee of $1,000. And if the panel is filled completely, the team will receive $3,000. Now, panel, if you're ready, Morton Downey Jr., could you cast the first ballot?
Number one seemed like a really nice guy who may still be on the canoe trip. Number two was very sharp, but I didn't realize a canoe had a keel. I am absolutely positive, without any doubt whatsoever.
Yeah,
This
sure
time,
like the last one,
This
Morton.
time I know I'm right. Number three had to be in that canoe with his father. That's a very sensitive story about losing your girlfriend. I was emotionally moved by that.
Okay, Dorothy.
Well, I voted for number three, too, because he seemed to have a lot to say about his trip.
Okay, Tom.
Number one seemed like he would have been on this trip, and he's got, like, the peace of mind that would have come from such a long and amazing journey. But number three, it's the eyes. He's got these eyes that are looking everywhere, like he's looking out for soldiers, he's looking out for snakes, and he's looking out for things like that. So I think it was number 3.
Okay. And Kitty, your thoughts?
Well, I don't think it's number 1. I think he is really on that canoe trip.
It's very unkind.
So it's nice to be on a canoe trip. Number 3, I think number 2 looks Canadian, and he looks like the kind of guy I'd like to go with on a long canoe trip with snakes.
Holy. The votes are all in, as you can see. No votes for number 1. 1 vote for number 2. A romantic vote, nevertheless. And 3 votes for number 3. Okay, now for the moment of truth. Will the real Dana Starkell please stand up? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, you'll have to make your own arrangements later on, Kitty, but Dana, you said somebody shot at you. Did somebody actually fire at you?
Yeah, we tried to get by the port of Bluefields. They were bringing in Russian tanks there, and the rain just stopped like that. We were trying to sneak by, and then a Sandinista soldier fired a warning shot at us, trying to get us into the coast. And we pretended to go into the port, snuck, and went 40 miles down the coast. They never caught us.
Unbelievable. Putting your life in your hands. Well, let's find out who our imposters really are. Number 2, you've got a fan and 1 vote. What's your name? What do you really do?
My name is Randy Broad, and I am a real estate marketing analyst.
Okay. Number 3. Discuss condominiums later, Kitty. Number 3, you've got 3 votes.
My name's Sheldon Chad. I've adapted a French novel for the screen.
Oh, really? Artistic, Sheldon. Artistic. Well, you've stumped the panel, so your team will receive $3,000, and thank you all for being here on To Tell the Truth. Congratulations. We've added something new on To Tell the Truth. It's called One-on-One, and we'll be back to play it with someone from our studio audience right after this. And now it's time to play One-on-One with someone from our studio audience. Burton, who do you have for us today?
Well, today, Gordon, meet Anita Compton of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Hello, Anita.
Gordon, how are you?
Now, here's your chance to play one-on-one, Anita. I want you to meet a lady with 2 stories. Her name is Claire Hansen. Welcome, Claire. Claire is going to tell us all 2 stories, only one of which is the truth. Now, if you spot the true story, Anita, you'll win $500. Claire, what is your first story?
At 16, I'm the youngest member of the most famous cheerleading squad in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders.
Okay, now that may or may not be the truth, Anita. Let's listen to the second story Claire has. Claire?
My 3 sisters and I are identical quadruplets.
There you go. Now, panel, to help Claire, rather help Anita win that $500, you'll ask 1 question about each story. Let's start with story number 1, that of the cheerleader. Kitty.
Thank you. How long do you have to train to be a cheerleader?
Well, I've been training all my life.
Tom.
As a cheerleader, do they monitor your weight to make sure you stay as curvaceous as they need you to be?
Yes, there's a weight limit.
Dorothy.
It's a full-time job, isn't it? Are you still in school?
Yes, I'm in school, but my deal is kind of honorary, so I play half of the game.
Morton.
Do you have a chaperone when you're at that stadium?
What do you reckon?
Well, we're all strictly, there's a lot of security. We're all confined, so.
I can imagine. Okay, now, Anita, you've heard the first story and her answers to that. Let's hear about the questions in the second story, that of being one of quadruplets. Kitty.
How rare are identical quadruplets?
I don't really know.
Tom.
Are you the oldest of your sisters?
No.
Dorothy.
Was your mother on fertility drugs?
No. Can't have identicals.
Morton.
Do you have any other brothers and sisters other than the quadruplets?
Yes, 2 older sisters.
Okay. Now, Anita, you have heard the cross-examination. Is Claire a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, or is she one of a set of identical quadruplets?
I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders because it just sounds like something really outrageous that this lovely young lady would try to do.
Okay, now, if you're right, you win $500. Claire, what is your true story?
Well, to tell the truth, I'm one of a set of identical quadruplets.
I'm sorry, Anita, but we do have a very nice gift for you. And Claire, for stumping our challenger, Anita, you'll receive $1,000. And now let's meet all of your sisters. Introduce us if you can. What are their names?
This is Allison, this is Brooke, I'm Claire, and this is Darcy. So we're ABCD.
Okay, now, did you say you had other sisters?
Yes, 2 older sisters.
And do you find you fall in love with the same kind of guys?
No, Mr. Elliott.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you very much for playing one-on-one and being with us here today to tell the truth. We'll be right back after these few words. Welcome back, panel. That's it for this edition of To Tell the Truth. We'll see you all here tomorrow. Fantastic. Okay, we'll see you all next time as well on To Tell the Truth.
Tonight on The Amazing Race. Who will get ahead? Who will get squeezed out?
I'm so claustrophobic, and these people are really making me nervous.
The Amazing Race, tonight at 9 on GSN.